All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is Cobbs with the Parlay Parlor, and we're back with Fresh Out the Freezer. We're here with another slate of NBA props, bets, and data. It is January 30th, Friday, and let's do a recap of last night. We are just so close to getting the brooms out. I just don't know what we have to do. I mean, everything just falls in line. Miles Turner, 23 points and rebounds. He gets 35 by himself. I mean, he gets 14 points, 15 points, and then 16 rebounds. He just went off last night. Concanupple, I called it. Him and Cooper, first time they went off against each other. They made sure it was a night to remember. He had 41 total PRA. 34 points, and then Cooper Flag in his own regard, I think he had 56 PRA with 41 points, maybe even more, which is crazy. Career night for both of them. And then Peyton Watson was a little bit of a sweat, but the 22 points and assist, he got it right at the depth with some free throws. But Trey Johnson, I mean, I just don't know. I did say to get this on DraftKings, so if you did, this was voided for you. For those of you that took it on FanDuel and other books, I do apologize, but first quarter, he gets 8 PA. I mean, 6 points, 2 assists. You just think he's going to soar over this line. Then unfortunately enough, he rolls his ankle trying to defend a Ryan Rollins 3-point attempt, and it just sucks. Plays 40 seconds in the second, so any books that do have a first quarter protection, don't void it. It's just rough. But in any case, I'm not gonna lie, I want to consider it as a void, so we will add a void column to the total win-loss, because that takes us to a total of 10, 1, and 3 on our return so far. Hopefully we are just a lucky day away from having the brooms out tomorrow morning. So with all that, let's get started with today. We do have a big slate, but I'm gonna go again light with 4 props. I think we won 4 props last night, and if it wasn't for an injury, I have no doubt in my mind that we would have swept. So let's start off. We're gonna go to the Memphis Grizzlies. They're going to New Orleans to face off the Pelicans, and I have Saddiq Bey for 23 points and rebounds. Currently, you can get this for minus 122 on FanDuel and roughly priced everywhere, fairly besides the prediction apps. So right now, we're seeing that the Pelicans are going to go up with a lineup of Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Saddiq Bey, Zion, and Derek Queen. Pretty positionless, as you can tell. There is no de facto point guard. I guess you could say Trey Murphy is going to play at the 1, but at the same time, it seems as if Jordan Poole is out of New Orleans plans, and Jose Alvarado will continue to be a bench piece. Jeremiah Fears will get his development when possible. So I think when they're going to be playing with such a fluid 5, the opportunities will be there, and especially with a front court in Memphis of Jock Landale, since Santi Aldama is injured, I believe. Yeah, Santi Aldama is not going to play. And Jaren Jackson, who, while both of them have their defensive tendencies, they're not particularly rim protecting, board crashing entities of their own. And I think when you're already going to have to deal with the likes of Zion and Derek Queen, and particularly for the likes of Jaren Jackson, who does like to play more of a perimeter defense, you're going to have Trey Murphy and Derek Jones and Herb Jones doing what they do. I think the opportunities are there for Saddiq Bey. I was initially looking at his assist, but literally as I was, it got juiced. Oh, it's gone back down. It was initially 3.5, which I just didn't like. 2.5, I'm enticed at it, honestly. But right now, for points and rebounds, the matchup is there for us. Memphis is the 8th worst and the worst team in the league to defending points and rebounds to the small forward position. And like I said, how the Pelicans are going to go with a fluid 5. I think the opportunities are definitely going to be there for Saddiq Bey to score against them and to crash the boards when the opportunity arises. In terms of the supporting stats, I mean, for a 23 PR line, I'm comfortably going to want you to get 5-6 rebounds and cover the rest in points. The rebound opportunities are there, especially if he's converting about a 40-50% clip. He's getting 13 rebounds, 18. No supported stats there, but he still got 10 rebounds, 9-4, but he still got 36 points against Memphis just a week ago. I don't think we're going to look too much into this being recency bias, especially with the news of Jordan Poole being out. And I just think this Pelicans team, I mean, their options are just getting thinner and thinner in terms of adequate options. The minutes are always going to get high 20s to low 30 minutes, even in blowouts and in games that they are sticking around. I think the opportunities are going to be there for Saddiq Bey. If we look head to head, as we can see every time the season has played him, especially most recently, he's covered it all entirely in points. So again, the matchup is there. He's seen high enough minutes. Other bets that I was considering was, I was looking at Zion, rebounds and assists. Again, I think I said in my first video, Zion is consistently playing games again. While yes, it's not the most compelling, was it rebounds and assists? I'm sorry, it was points, rebounds, and assists for Zion. Across the last 20 games, he's been hitting this at a decent clip in games that they're not close and games that they're out of. But again, Zion is very streaky despite the consistency that he has. So that's why I decided to side with with Saddiq Bey, 23 points and rebounds. Currently on FanDuel for -122. After that, we're going to go over to Utah, and we're seeing the Nets take on the Jazz. The Nets are on a back-to-back. They just lost to the Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr. went off for 36 points, close to a career high for him, but they lost out in the fourth quarter. Q tags, again, both of these teams are very banged up. Noah Clowney is still questionable. Igor Drummond, both of them missed last game. Cam Thomas is out, and Tyre Williams. It's possible that they come back. In terms of Utah, Lauri Markkanen is going to get rest. It's possible that Nurkic will probably not see many minutes either. So we're going to focus on Ace Bailey. His minutes have just been ramping up recently, as we can see that he's been seeing every bit of the high 20s to low 30s, especially from the cuff of the year. If we expand it out to 20 minutes, there was a little bit of a dip here at the start of the year due to a return to injury. But I think if we go across the season, you can see that it's almost, you can see the shift gradually going up to where he is getting full rotational minutes, and it is expected that he's going to start tonight. We're going for an even 20 PRA for Ace Bailey. The matchup is there. The Nets are currently the 6th worst team, the 11th worst team, and the 7th worst team to defend the PRA, respectively, to the small forward position. Ace Bailey, again, the theme of the day, of the week seems to be rookies. I think all of my rookie props have hit, which is probably something that I might want to look into going forward. But I just think that I have a good eye with breeding. Just these guys are hungry to come into the league. They're getting high minutes, high usage, and they have no problem playing every bit of a role to just make their names known. In terms of field goals, I'm loving it. I mean, the volume is there for him to cover this line in points alone. Not really attacking the rim as much, but he's taking a lot of shots, pull-ups, he's taking threes. He's getting his rebound opportunities that he can convert. He's a rookie. He's going to pass it if he's not comfortable with the opportunity. Everything is compelling. Only thing is potentially fouls and the fact that it is the Jazz, but they're playing the Nets. So honestly, this is a trash against garbage matchup in terms of teams, but I like it. He played them at the start of the season, but he didn't see that many minutes, only 25 minutes. 4 fouls. He only took 6 shot attempts in comparison to the last 10 games. He's never taken below 6 shots in only 2 of those games, and those were in respective blowouts, I want to say. Oh, they won that game. We'll have to see. I'll have to look into that, but that doesn't change anything. 2 games doesn't really change the sample size. And I'm looking at it in terms of PRA for Ace Bailey. It looks like Keontae George is going to play. Kobe Williams is questionable. Another line that I was potentially looking at was Isaiah Collier. I want another under on him, but again, it would probably be in the low 20s, which I'm not really that comfortable with. So let's go with Ace Bailey, 20 PRA. If you're still here, I do appreciate it. We are halfway through the video. We're going pretty fast this time. We're only on 10 minutes now. I'm wondering if I'm not giving you as much information as usual today, but I think I'm covering the bases pretty well. I think the idea is less rambling. Let's get straight to the facts. Give you what you want. You want the line I'm going with. You want the prop. You want the data, and you want my better reasoning for it. I think with more of a fluid flow with that, we're gonna get closer to making sure we get all green here. Okay, last two props of the night. We're gonna go over to South Bay, and we're seeing the Pistons take on the Golden State Warriors. The first one I'm going to take is, I think, the first plus money line that we've seen since I've started doing these again. I'm taking the Detroit money line straight up. I understand that the Warriors had a great game against Utah and another game against the Timberwolves. Quote unquote, maybe statement pieces. I think we need to look into the context against Utah and those home games. They were in it every bit of 20 points until the fourth quarter when the bench just exploded. I mean, Moses Moody and Buddy Hield both had 15 plus points. Guy Santos, Will Richard both made 2 threes. In terms of the win against the Timberwolves, with everything that happened over there recently in terms of socio-political standpoint, I think we still need to look into the fact that these guys are missing Jimmy Butler. They're kind of has banged up per se. Kuminga is out as well. Guy Santos is now questionable, which is interesting. But this is still a team that's very lacking, and they're coming up against one of the best teams in the East. I understand they're at home, but they are just coming back from a pretty long road trip, a 4-game home trip. And typically, logic says that whenever a team comes back from a road trip, that first game of the homestand, they tend to not be at their best. Especially against a Detroit Pistons team that, again, maybe recently, and not even recently, they've won 7 of the last 10 games. Nothing crazy in terms of concerns in those losses. I mean, Phoenix, Houston, and the Clippers, respectively, perfectly fine. I mean, at plus money, I understand the Warriors are at home. I just think this might just be a little bit of public backing going into it. The matchup is there. I mean, the spread is 1.5. If the Warriors win this, it's going to be because the Pistons aren't doing the best themselves, but they're in the third game of their own road trip as well. I think they're probably going to be the more warmer team or in flow more while Golden State had come home. The players are sorting out arrangements or what, this, that, and the third. Give me the Detroit money line. Honestly, I think they get it. And to cap it off, to support that, I'm going with Cade Cunningham for 31.5, 32 points and assists. Right now, you can get it on FanDuel at -144. The best odds right now. Everything else, no other book besides Caesars has it up right now at the score. Prediction apps have them barely priced at the same. When we look at the Warriors, they are the second worst team in the league at defending points to the point guard position. They are, although, the 8th best team in the league at defending assists. But I think, like I said, in my last pick with the Detroit money line, they're just too thin. Yes, the bench and the rotation options when Moses Moody, Buddy Hield, when they come in, Heat Santos, when they come in, they do try their best. They are going to contribute as much as possible. And yeah, Lauri Markkanen got ganged up, Draymond and Al Horford last game. I don't think you're going to be able to gang up on Jalen Duren all game. And if it is side 2, there's going to be Osher Thompson, who I was looking at his 6 rebounds at plus money. That is another lean that you could look into. You gang up on him. Tobias Harris, he is streaky in his own regard. He would decide to do that. You have Duncan Robinson in the corner who can shoot his threes. I also did like his 9.5 points line. And I think he had a 13.5 PRA, but I think 9.5 is safer because he could just hit threes and just go nuclear in one flurry. But I'm going to focus on Cade. I just think the keys are there for Cade to either unlock the Warriors himself or for him to be able to facilitate for others to do it. He did have this path of games when he was coming back from injury. Minutes were inconsistent, I believe. 30, yeah, he went 38, 21, 40, 37. And these are relatively hard matchups. Boston that they lost, Houston that they lost to, Indy that they blew out, so it doesn't really matter. But recently, I think he's coming back to form. He's seen his high 30s, mid 30s, depending on the circumstance. He is seeing every bit of shots going up. I mean, again, recently 17 and 22 shots. And he's shooting it at a pretty high rate, consistent rate. I think across the season, he is making 45% field goals. He's been very efficient recently, which doesn't concern me too much. I just think as Cade, I think he has grown a lot as a player. The potential assist, I mean, he's a walking double-double every night. He's averaging 22 potential assists. I mean, if he converts that in any south or north of 50%, you're going to be getting 10 assists to help you out. Fouls, Cade, he does have these patches of games where he does get on his handsy, and he does rack up the fouls, and he might miss minutes, which would be the only concern, but he attacks the rim. He's playing high minutes. He's seeing potential assists. Honestly, Cade Cunningham, 32 points and assists, along with the Detroit Pistons money line. East Bailey, 20 PRA, and Sadiq Bey, 23 points and rebounds. If you're still watching after all this, I do appreciate it. If you can like and subscribe, put in the comments what you're gonna rock with today. Let me know what you don't like from this list, what you do like, and like I always want to close every video off with, please gamble responsibly. Gamble what you're willing to lose, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Peace out.